Previously on Uranium Chef, the Promethean chef with dishes covered in fish barf now found himself enraged by Team Zorby and decided to take out his frustrations on the fanboy Thunnis by destroying his beloved autograph book. Distraught over the loss of his prized possession, Thunnis was inconsolable. Zorby tried to keep his team together and kept on creating dishes while trying to cheer Thunnis back up, while a bruised and burnt Wendy led her team while gritting her teeth through the pain. Now, as we turn our attention to the final rounds, we will be introduced to some exciting new characters and find out who will be leaving the show for good today on Uranium Chef! Howdy, y'all. So, as you can probably tell, this episode is going to be a little bit different than usual. So, during the block of recordings that I was going to use for this current episode, we had some technical issues pop up. And long story short, we lost a lot of the footage due to, like I said, during the recording, some of the cameras kind of shut off, and we, got a couple of pieces here and a couple of pieces there. So I have this little, Frankenstein-y compilation of footage, but nothing really complete. And so when I was trying to edit the episode together, I realized it just wasn't going to come together the same way as they have in the past. So I figured the best way to deal with this was for me to just try and summarize and narrate and show what clips I can that kind of fit within that narration, and just kind of get through this huge chunk where we lost so much footage. I didn't want you guys to be stuck with, 3 episodes of just kind of less than great content. So, next week we'll be back with a standard Uranium Chef episode. And so this is 3 episodes worth, 2.5 hours worth of content condensed way down into this one kind of recap episode with me running you through it and a little bit of stuff added in there. So, with that said, let's make like Thunnis around some mac and cheese and dive right in. Round 9 of the competition starts, and there are a couple of highlights we want to touch on here. First things first, Sisyphus 7, one of the judges, malfunctioned due to the water that had spilled into the arena. No one had noticed up until this point that this had happened. So, an emergency replacement judge had to be brought in, and that was Cuca, played by our good friend, Anna, who was able to join us for this stream and will be joining us a little bit more in the future.
Well, Dr. Durian, this certainly is a bit of a pickle. We find ourselves down 1 judge, and we need 3 in order to carry on in this competition. But I think we've got that figured out.
That's right, Holly. We're going to be calling in one of the audience's favorite competitors from a previous season of this show. Who do you think it's going to be? I can't wait to find out. Let's see. Go ahead and cut to... Cuca!
Hi, everybody. How are you doing today?
Cuca, welcome. We are so glad for you to be filling in as a last-minute judge.
I am so happy to be here. I love it.
It's almost as if we knew that this was going to happen.
Cuca!
You know who this is?
Previous contestant. I'm a big fan. Can I have you sign my... I don't have it anymore.
Oh, that's okay. I can always sign it in
Can
your
you sign my
flesh.
face?
Yeah.
I pull out one of my giant claws.
That smells so strong. Yay!
On the previous episode, you'll probably remember that the Promethean chef was psychologically attacked by Macron, and in order to console himself, the only thing that he could look for was Thunnis' ice cream soup. However, Thunnis being such a huge fan of the Promethean chef, he offered it up happily. The Promethean chef ate the soup, but was not really impressed by the dish.
And he takes a sip of it, just kind of drops it on the ground.
This is the most disgusting dish I've ever put in my mouth. I have been all across the galaxy. I have tasted all sorts of foods. I have tasted from the mountains of the peaks in Zebulon 9, and I have tasted from the bottom of the sea in Atrium 2. And let me tell you, This is the most offensive thing I have ever been in the presence of. You should be ashamed of yourself.
And then, looking straight in your eyes, he points his like torch thing down and burns what's left of it on the ground. Kicks it to the side and walks back over to his side of the arena.
Wow.
In order to replace their lost ice cream soup, Zorby started a Quasarito nacho cheese soup. Quasarito. Taste the quasar.
All right, well, I'm going to pass it to you anyway, so just get
what
ready.
kind of cheese are we using?
Oh, this is Quesarito.
Ooh! Quasarito nacho cheese soup. Okay. I like that. Is a Quasarito an animal or is it just like a type of cheese?
It's a chip.
Wait.
Excuse me?
What?
It's like a Dorito.
That's still not the kind of cheese.
No, I think I know exactly what he means. He's basically taken a bag of chips, grounded it up, and turned it into a cheese soup. Yeah, okay.
Of course, I obviously saw him do that.
Yeah. Already!
God damn it.
Okay,
Coco plated the Peppa Pig empanadas for her team and also had a short conversation with Cuca, remembering that when Cuca left the show in the past, it was under some mysterious circumstances. Perhaps we'll learn more about that in the future. Scuba plated the Crab Badger bisque, and Macron passed out while trying to add spiciness to the Quasarito soup.
Macron, again, obviously, it's late in the game, so he's deep into his wine. And so he's kind of fumbling around looking for spices, but he can't quite seem to find them. And that's because he's actually like just messing with utensils on the wall. Obviously, he's having trouble seeing, so he's nowhere near the Lardatron, which is where you would go to get any of the ingredients that you need. Instead, he's just messing with stuff.
You know, Thunus-
he grabs a spoon and a big ladle, and he kind of like looks like he's trying to sprinkle something in, but it's not quite going in. He has a whisk, and he kind of knocks a couple like little ounces off the top there, but nothing really happens. Like,
This is
Good
a very
job, Macron, you
interesting
did it.
technique.
For
You're
a little
welcome.
bit, I thought that maybe he was one of those kind of guys who like it's like a drunken master, and now I'm beginning to
Absolutely.
really doubt it.
I mean,
I think he's just a drunk.
I am masterfully drunk.
yeah. I think it just takes time. He's not there yet.
Oh, he hasn't hit. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's, you know what? Maybe you can do something better with this dish. We'll find out.
And he just sort of nods off.
Messbot procured some Stellar Inframantis nectar for the team to drink in celebration of finishing all of their dishes on time. That's right, they finished all of their dishes. They shared the nectar with Cuca and clearly tried to schmooze with her quite a bit. Thunus, in order to try and make up for Macron's failure at adding spiciness to the dish, added his own style of spiciness flavor to it. And that was by taking another flavor of Quasaritos, the flaming red-hot Quasaritos, crumbling those up and adding it to the dish, bringing it to a nice, spicy flavor. While all of this was happening, because their team was done, Cuca and Team Scuba continued to party, and they even invited Macron over to drink with them.
I love the
drink.
nectar. Why not? I want some good drink to go with my good food.
Can we get Macron in this?
Yeah, please.
Excuse me?
Yes.
He's over on the other side. You could yell at him if you
Macron
want.
is on our team.
Macron! You look bored over there.
Oh, I'm running a little bit low on wine.
We got this amazing nectar.
Nectar?
It's very tasty.
What kind of nectar?
Mess spot. I forgot what it's called.
I forgot what it was called. The Stellar Inframantis nectar.
Have you heard of the Inframantis plant?
I think I've hunted one once.
They're quite rare from what I understand.
Oh, I know.
We got its nectar.
I'm gonna take 5, team.
Come on,
Just
Macron.
just 5.
Come over here.
He's your best friend.
How many drinks?
You know what? This is fun. This is what he needs to get to that next
I
level.
grabbed
So-
the bottle from Messbot and I handed it to Macron.
So yeah, and Macron is sort of like he's staying in his side, like there's something about it. It's like he's almost compelled to like stay on his side, but he's like reaching over. He's like grabs it. He's like, "Thank you."
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, that is delightful.
Be sure to pass that around. You're more likely to have more if you're on our side.
How much more?
Well, come over and find out.
Am I invited?
You are so invited.
I've been invited! And then he walks across into your side.
Oh, I get it. Like a vampire.
Of the kitchen arena, and now he's fully drinking with y'all.
Yep.
For now.
Yep.
Now on to round 10. The Promethean chef, finished with his own dishes, began to schmooze with Miranda Jackfruit. However, it looked like they were getting into more of a competition of some sort, arm wrestling and trying to prove which one of them was the stronger one. Zorbibor plated the Quasarito soup and tried really, really hard to get a sponsorship from the Quasarito company. Taste that Quasar. Wendy convinced Macron to argue about wine with Miranda and the Promethean chef.
Macron. So I was watching the judges over there.
What?
The judges. It seems like the Promethean chef and Miranda Jackfruit, they're over there talking about wine and fine wine. You should go over there and give them your opinion.
And he darts, like, super fast. Like, it's as if he sobered up in an instant, and he darts over to the judges' table. And you, kind of out of the, like, you can't fully hear it. But he's very, like, loud and, like, boisterous in his opinion. So you can hear kind of every other, Zonaxian is... But 40 and 7, yes, that is the one. You want to make sure the year is important, but the phase of the moon, that's what you really... And so just all these little facts are spewing out of his face really fast. Miranda Jackfruit and the Promethean chef sort of look at him and then kind of go back to their like arm wrestling or whatever it is that they're doing now. But Araza seems kind of like interested and also kind of like a little bit glad to have somebody else in the area while the Promethean chef and Miranda Jackfruit are doing their thing. So he's schmoozing it up like crazy with Araza. And so it actually seems to be going well for them.
I was hoping a more... a more like, what the hell are you doing?
Drunk Macron's best Macron.
Because of Macron's failure at this, Wendy tried to convince Coco to go and steal the wine back from Macron.
I'm very disappointed about Coco, how quick are you?
You know I'm fast.
Is there any way you can go over there and grab it?
Ooh, out of Macron's hands.
You've seen what happens when you upset Macron.
So here's the deal. I want you to roll a... just roll for...
Quick.
I'll pick the stat in a second. Go ahead and roll for Coco.
You say that Rick has no plan.
That's a good roll.
Pretty good.
It's a very good roll.
Ooh, such good rolls.
I want you guys to roll, one of you, to roll for Macron.
You.
Okay. Not great.
Okay.
Not terrible. Not great.
+1.
+1.
What'd you roll? You rolled +2, essentially.
Whatever her quick is,
Yep.
which is amazing.
Yep. Yeah, okay. So, Coco, as soon as you give her the go-ahead, she darts across over to the judges' table. Again, leaping over the water this time because the judges' table is actually a little bit closer than the center of the arena. So she's actually able to get there even with her tiny frame. She kind of like lands on the table because, again, she's very small. And she sort of like looks over to Macron and goes like, "Hey there, how's it going?" It's like, "Coco, wonderful to see you. We were having this conversation about wine, and I could tell you there's a couple of different wines we were talking about, right? And I would love your opinion." And as he's talking to Coco, he's just rattling a whole bunch of stuff off. Her tail kind of like sneaks up around the bottle of wine. And, you know, Macron is very, you know, kind of like boisterous in his movements. And so her tail just sort of like slips it right out of his hands, and she's got that hidden behind her back now. But he doesn't even notice because he's so deep in this conversation. And that's when I learned that when you want the best red, you actually go for green. And that's what they don't tell you.
There's green wine?
Keep that one.
Wow.
Of course there's green wine, Wendy!
I am learning so much from you, Macron.
Oh, so who's Wendy? Why did I say that name? I may have had too much to drink.
How much of that wine did he drink? Do we know?
Not enough.
About 80%. Wendy also tried to talk to Pancuca about the quality of her dishes, clearly trying to gain some favor with Pancuca and convince her that her dishes were very, very good. However, Pancuca really only seemed to be interested in how much hunting was involved in order to get those dishes completed. She was very interested in how brutally they had to fight for those dishes. With their team also completing their dishes, Thunnis popped some champagne and invited everyone else to party in their kitchen. He then convinced Macron to learn all about Pancuca, again, gunning for a little bit of favor on the side of the judges.
So now there's a party happening on y'all's side
right.
of the kitchen. We've got a little bit of time left. What do y'all want to do?
So I nudge Macron to start schmoozing this lady and try to get her backstory. Figure out, Macron, come here, buddy.
Thunnis.
I want this judge on our side. I want you to figure out what she likes, what she doesn't. You're good at schmoozing people, buddy.
Pancuca!
Why, yes, hello.
What kind of things do you like?
You.
Well, that's quite kind of you. Do you like champagne?
I think so. I don't think I've ever had it.
We've got plenty. Thunnis! More champagne!
You got it! This is working great. At this point, I don't actually know what's relevant for us to learn from a judge since our dishes are already done.
Well, when we describe the dishes, we'll want to sort of like, use a little flourish. And
You might want to sell it.
Right, exactly. Like maybe like if we find out that she's from like a certain place, we'll say like, but that'll remind you of this place.
Find out her childhood, buddy.
Pancuca,
Yes?
tell me all about yourself. Where do you come from?
Well, we're gonna need a date for that, probably. But I come from the planet of Nanto. And it's
Nanto!
Nanto, yes. It's a very adorable planet, much like myself. And I have all my friends and my family there, and we like to hunt.
Oh,
Big game hunters, you know.
okay. Do you hunt any wine?
I think so. Well, I mean, you can't really kill wine, can you?
This guy just killed a whole bunch of wine.
I certainly try.
I haven't had much wine. Because you can't kill
I don't
grapes.
like her. She doesn't like wine.
I didn't say that. I said I haven't tried a lot.
She's a judge. You love her.
I love you.
Background. Let me fill your rebuttal a bit more. Here you go.
Thank you, Scuba.
Well, we can arrange our wedding back on my home planet right after I win Uranium Chef.
Macron, this is a little fast, but would you just consider this for like half a second?
You will be my king.
Will there be wine?
Of course. We know how to party.
I'll consider it.
So you will be my king? I will be your queen.
A toast to the newlyweds! Yes! To their nuptials!
Making dreams come true on Uranium Chef.
Holly pops up. Do we actually have it? Do we have a match? Will this be the first wedding on Uranium Chef?
Only if she wins.
Probably not. But it's pretty exciting anyways, isn't it, Dr. Durian?
I don't understand what's going on. But the ratings are looking great, so keep it up, you.
Pancuca and Macron became betrothed to one another? Macron wasn't sure how this happened, but he also didn't seem to care very much. He mostly just wanted more wine. Each of the teams presented their dishes to the judges. While Wendy took this very seriously, Zorby seemed more interested in trying to get a Quasarito sponsorship, and he seemed really adamant that this was going to be able to allow him to rub it in the face of his arch nemesis, Yiz.
We've tallied the judges' scoring. And we're going to first tell you the losing team of this round.
This is the best part.
And that team
Oh, God.
is the team of Wendy, Messbot, and Coco.
Oh no!
That was the worst feigned response ever.
That was genuine.
The winner of this challenge, the team that will be going on, the team of Zorby Borb.
Yes! buddy! Ah, we did it!
Wake up, macaroni!
Behind you, the Promethean chef is staring daggers into the back of your head. Flames erupting around him.
Thanos! Well done! You have made delicious dishes. I am very proud of you in this performance. I know I gave you hell in there, but that's my job. Great job coming through this crucible that is named me. Well done.
Before he even stops talking, I just run up to him and hug him.
Get
His autograph! Will you draw on my face?
What are you talking about? This is weird. I don't.
Are you handing me her claw?
Yeah, she dug that into you. It's weird.
Handing you her paw.
So then he just sort of does one of these and touches your face right on the pancake. Gives you a tiny little burn. Just a little.
Ouch!
I feel like I'm going to leave now because I am very confused.
Love you.
Are you crying?
Yes. Happy tears, Justin.
Your eyes are slightly
tears.
glazed. They're beautiful.
Got the approval of the.
So, you can now remove the aspect that he put on you.
The broken
The
down.
broken down.
You still
Do
have
I still
shame?
have shame?
No, your shame is also gone.
Okay.
All
Nice.
that has all been cured.
Up and
by
washed
this
away.
moment.
Who needs therapy when you've got
And
a
now
Promethean chef?
you've gained an aspect of Promethean respect. Right?
Ooh.
So knowing that you have gained the respect of the Promethean chef is something that you may call upon in the future.
Cool.
So, what does this mean?
What does it mean?
Well, the three of you will be going on to the next round. All of your scores have been raised to the highest level. Well done. Now, on to the losing team. Not everyone can make it to the next round of Uranium Chef. So it is now up to you to convince us why you should stay. So each individual has to tell us why they belong on the show, why they should stay on the show.
God.
So, let's first start with Coco.
Okay.
Well, now, y'all, you know, it's always been a dream of mine to be here on Uranium Chef. And I've already made my dream come true just by being here. But I'm not gonna lie. This has sparked a little fire under my rump. I want to go all the way to the end. And I tell you right now, I'm gonna make you the best dishes I ever made in my whole life. So if you keep me here, I promise I'm gonna win every other round that you put me in. Thank you, judges.
Just kind of obvious little couple tears. Just
Did she mean
calm
every other round? Or
Every other
round?
every
other
round. She's gonna
Okay,
win
'cause you said every other round, and I was confused.
Well,
I was like, are you
every
going to take a round
every
off?
following round.
Okay, okay.
Zari, I don't need your shit right now.
I think you do.
Just want to be clear. Would you like to go, Wendy?
I really want to be your new chef because I want to be remembered. I want to make my mark across the universe as the first human to be in this competition. Also, I promise I will continue to pick fights in every round, like I did with the Promethean Chef.
You can see Holly and Dr. Durian kind of talking in the background a little bit.
Because I feel like that is my duty to come over here and call them on their shit.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Then Messbot.
I have performed to the greatest of my abilities the entire time that I have been on this show. I am one of the greatest culinary artists in the galaxy. That said, I'm pretty sure I was unconscious for half the time. So, that's not so great for me. But, I've been having a blast, and I would love to stick around for the rest of the series. Thank you and good night.
And you kind of hear like a weird, like, almost like a modem sound. Like, oh, no. There's some issues going on in there. So, the judges, Holly, Dr. Durian, they all go deliberate,
Whisper, whisper, whisper.
and they come back. Wendy, Coco, Messbot,
all standing up on stage. It was a tough decision. We never want to see one of you go. But we know that if we don't let one of you go, well, then the ratings, they kind of tank. So we have to make sure we're cutting people all the time. So, with that said, it is with a heavy heart that we have to say goodbye to Messbot.
No! I've got my own room now. No!
So Messbot kind of turns to all of you and with an oily tear in his eye.
Messbot, I know you're a friend, and I hope we stay friends after this.
Thank you so much, Wendy. You have been a wonderful confidant this entire time. You have been my friend from beginning to end. I can't wait to watch back the footage and see all of our great moments together.
I hope you watch that.
I am looking forward to it. Thank you, Wendy.
And you write to me after you're done.
I absolutely will send you a message as soon as I am done watching this television series. Thunus, Zorbiborb, you are two of the weirdest individuals I have ever been in the presence of. I hold you in the highest esteem and also have no respect for either of you. Somehow, that works. Macron,
Oh.
Coco, you're wonderful. Keep doing what you do. And to the audience, I'm currently looking for work. Very skilled with cutting techniques. I can cook pretty well. I know that I got kicked out in the first round of this show, so that's not great for my resume, but what I make up for in skill, I certainly make up for it with enthusiasm. So, give me a call. Goodbye!
Holly and Dr. Durian talking once again, addressing the audience. Well, we never like to see someone go, but as you know, it's how the show works. But we've got something special for you. Cuca was not just here to be a judge, but she will be joining the rest of the contestants for the rest of the season. Welcome the newest member of Uranium Chef, Cuca!
Say,
I'm gonna win.
Because when we looked at our polling, we found out that a lot of people wanted to see her on TV again, and we just couldn't shy away from it.
I'm
Now
just so adorable.
Let's send them on their way and cut to the Quasarito commercials. After the show, the contestants, including Cuca, returned to the apartment. Wendy became worried that Messbot was finally going to see the moment on the show where she threw a bottle at him and decided to sit on the couch and drink while worrying. Thunus decided to make a mac and cheese platter for everyone so that they could have a family dinner. While Zorby and Cuca fought over who got to keep the big bed, Zorby took the mac and cheese that Thunus had just made and rubbed it all into the mattress. Thunus got mad at Zorby for this, rightfully so. I mean, Zorby did just ruin one of his dishes. Cuca and Thunus salvaged apartment dinner, however, by making chicken nuggets in the shape of dinosaurs. Cuca makes it clear that in order to properly become married to Macron, which Macron is still very confused about, she must defeat a mighty beast. Finally, the contestants return to the studio, and an exciting new chapter of the show has begun. Holly and Dr. Durian, they bring you into the arena, all right? And they're like, we're going to get started filming, all right? We're starting this one off, right? Mm-hmm. Welcome back to Uranium Chef. It's day 2 and things are really getting out of control here in the kitchen. And well, we may have had an exciting past challenge, but today things are gonna get a little bit different.
That's right. So far, you've only cooked in the kitchen arena, but every now and then, we like to take the challenges beyond the kitchen.
Ooh.
And so, we're going to be teleporting you to a new location in order to compete there. And it starts now!
What? And they pull a giant lever. What? Right? A giant novelty lever that has no use. But suddenly these beams come down, and all of you are teleported to another planet.
Oh,
All right?
shiny.
It's a kind of like a deserted island. Okay, there's sand.
A desert island?
No.
So there's tropical trees and plant life. You can hear the sounds of animals everywhere. No people to be seen anywhere or any people-like creatures. Very desolate. You can see the ocean before you on this beach that you're on.
Oh,
You hear a disembodied voice from the distance.
there's one other thing.
And you look up into the sky,
and you see Dr. Durian's face. Massive. Turns out
Did we get shrunk?
This is a bad angle.
you did not get teleported to another planet. You have been shrunk
Oh, shoot.
and put into a tiny dimensional portal that they are able to view into as you are competing.
That is insane.
What?
And then, just over the hill, what you call a hill, you see a giant creature coming at you. And it's an insect,
Yay!
but massive in size! And that's where we're going to end this episode.
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that episode of Uranium Chef. If you did, check out that Patreon link down below. It goes towards supporting this series as well as other cool series that we're trying to do on this channel. And if you do support us, you get to have your name over here, like all of these cool people. Do you see them? Do you see them going by? Look at that one. That one's so cool. Oh, here's some more. Here's some more. Ooh, yeah. Look at him go.